I'm going to show you how to set up Hercules 3000. This is a solo deck builder where you take on the role of Hercules, a futuristic descendant of Hercules, and you fight against 9 of the enemies that are sort of recent or futuristic reincarnations of the ancient myth, like the Hydra and the Cyclops and stuff. Defeat all 9 enemies to win the game. Everything you need to play is in the tin, like that. So we'll just go like this, and I'll show you how to set it up. This is the card where you track your enemy's health and your health. There are instructions on how to use it in the back. We'll just set it there for now. This card tracks the status of your defense, enemy's defense, poison, other things that can happen during a combat. And again, there are rules about or instructions on how to use it in the back. I'll set that there. This card lists different powers that could be available to you, and you choose at the start of the game which set of powers you want to be in play for that game. So we'll take this side for this time. These are the enemy cards. There are 9 of them. Defeat all 9 to win the game. They are double-sided. It's indicated down here they have an A side and a B side. The sides are very different. So even though you know that you'll be fighting these 9 enemies, you don't know which version of them you're going to fight. Here are the enemy action cards. We'll set those over there. And these are your action cards that are going to be in your deck. Some of them have this S in the corner. That means that they are in your starting deck at the beginning of the game, so we'll set those aside. Most of them don't have anything in the corner. Oops. So we'll just set those over here. And the rest of these, you get to choose at the start of the game if you want to be fighter or the leader. It's marked by an L in the corner. Or a tracker. It's marked by the T in the corner. For this demo, I'm going to choose the leader. So you take the 4 leader cards and you put them with your starting deck. They're going to go in your starting deck. And the rest of them get shuffled back into the deck with the other action cards. And those will be available throughout the game. But for now, set them away. And take your starting deck. You got your leader cards or whatever role you chose combined with the starting cards. Shuffle them up. All right, so that's all set. Then you set up the enemies. Now there are 2 kinds of enemies. There are elite enemies, as marked by this hexagon down in the corner, and normal enemies. So you take the 3 elite enemies and you set them down in any order, and it doesn't matter which side is up for this. And then you take the other 6 enemies, shuffle them, and put 2 on top of each elite. And then in an arbitrary order, stack them all on top of each other. And set them down, and now the enemy deck is ready to go. The last thing you do is you get to choose your starting bonus. You can either remove any 2 cards from your deck that you want, or get a random power. So if you choose to get a random power, you just roll the die. I got a 1. So that means I get power number 1 up here, which says each card that adds to your defense also adds 1 additional defense. I'm not sure if you can read that. All right, well, that's what it says. All right, and the game is ready to begin. Now, at the start of a fight, you need to determine, oh, I did forget. You start with 36 hit points. Okay, that's how you track that. It's 30 plus the 6. Right? And so I'm going to be fighting the Cretan Bull first, but I don't know which side yet. This is how you determine that. Shuffle these enemy action cards. Flip up the top one, and this says, start of the battle, flip the enemy card to side A. So I'm going to be fighting this version of the Cretan Bull. He starts with 22, 22 hit points. So I'll mark that on here. Here's a plus 18. Put a 4 on that to make it 22. And this lists the actions that he will take as he fights me. Now, shuffle my deck, as in normal deck building games. Deal 5 cards to myself. And now to start the round, I flip up an enemy action card, and this tells me which action he is going to take. So he's going to take action X, where he will do 2 damage to me 4 times. Now the difference between doing 2 damage 4 times versus just doing 8 is that if he had any strength modifiers, that strength modifier would affect every attack. So if he had a +1 strength, he would do 3 damage to me 4 times. And if he had a +1 strength for this attack, he would do 9 damage. So when it's a multiple, when they attack multiple times, strength really affects that. All right. So I deal myself 5 cards. Now I'll take my turn. I'll play cards and do stuff. And if he's still alive, then he will take his action and do damage to me. Now, if you are familiar with Slay the Spire, this gameplay is going to be very familiar to you. In fact, when I started designing this game, my goal was to take the gameplay from Slay the Spire and see if I could cram it down into a mint tin. So a lot of this is going to be very familiar. Now, so at the start of the game, you have 3 energy to spend to play cards, and the energy cost of the card is up here in the corner with a fancy little green lightning bolt. If you want to track your energy, you can. There's a space for it to track right there. Usually you don't have to, but that's there in case your turns start to get complicated. So let's see, for this turn, I'm going to play Ambush. That's easy because that's free. That gives me 2 strength. So I get 2 strength at the end of the round. I'm going to lose that 2 strength. Now with action X, he doesn't have any defense. Now, if he did action Y, he would have defense. He could block my damage that I'm doing to him, but he doesn't have any defense this round, which means my attacks will get through. However, he is coming at me with 8 damage. So now I have to decide how many attacks do I play, how many blocks do I play. But I think I'm going to be pretty aggressive here. So I'm going to play an attack that does 3 damage plus my 2 strength, which will do 5. So he's knocked back from 22 to 17. And I'll attack again for another 5. So now he's down to 12. And then with my third and final energy, I'll play this. It gives me 3 defense. 3 defense. And then my power means it gives me 4 defense. So I have 4 defense. My last card is discarded. And now he does his attack against me. He hits me with 2 damage 4 times, so that's 8. I absorb 4 of it, and then I actually lose 4 health. Okay. Now, I deal myself 5 more cards. And I reveal his next action, which is going to be his other attack, where he just does 8 damage. Now my cards here, I got the opportunist, I got the strategize. Again, he doesn't have any defense. So if I had enough to kill him, I would, but I don't think I do. So I'm going to play strategize. This gives me 5 defense, and I get to draw a card. It costs 1 energy. So it's actually going to give me 6 defense because of my special ability, and I get to draw a card. So another block. Now I don't think I need any more defense. He's going to hit me for 8. So I'll lose 2 hit points, but that's not too bad. What I'm going to do now is play my Opportunist card, which says do 3 damage like an attack, and then spend 0 energy when you play your next card this round. So I do 3 damage to him. My next card is free. It's going to be another attack for 3 more damage. He's down to 6. And then for my third and final energy spend, I'm going to play Deep Cut. This says enemy gains 3 poison, and the enemy loses health equal to enemy's poison right away. Normally, poison doesn't take effect until the end of the turn, but with this card, it takes effect immediately. So I'm putting a 3 for his poison, and he loses 3 health right away. All right. So that's that. These last 2 cards are discarded. He does his attack on me for 8. I block 6 of it, and I lose 2. Then at the end of the round, his poison, he loses 3 health to poison and dies. That's it. Now, after defeating an enemy, you can choose between 1 of 3 rewards. You can rest, in which case you gain 12 hit points. That's a long rest, but you can only do that twice for the whole game. You can take a short rest, in which you just gain 3 hit points, or you can add a new card to your deck. So I'm going to choose to add a new card to your deck. So those cards that you set aside before, you draw 3 of them, and you choose 1 to keep. And I got Hide. It's a pretty powerful defensive card. Intimidate subtracts strength from the enemy. So like I said before, strength would really affect these multi-attacks. In this case, he loses the strength, so that multi-attack gets much weaker. I think I might... Oh, and Scout's a good one, too. You gain 3 defense and draw a card, which is very cool. But I think I will take Intimidate. All right, the other 2 out of the game. All right, so I got Intimidate. Reshuffle my deck like you do in most other deck builders. He goes away, and now we're fighting the Amazons. Reshuffle the enemy deck, enemy action deck. Tells me what side I'm going to be fighting. I'm going to be fighting side A. And they have 26 hit points, but you add 2 for every defeated enemy. So they actually get 28 hit points to start with. And they have some abilities here. They can poison you. They reduce their own poison, so poison isn't as effective against them. Same with vulnerability. And we will see what action they're going to take. They're going to take action Y, so they're going to come at me with an attack of 7, but no defense. So every attack that I make will get through and do damage to them. All right. So what do we got? I got my 5 cards again. And, okay. Ambush. Gain 2 strength. Again. I got to remember to lose that at the end of the round. I will play my Strategist. So that's 5 plus my special ability gives me 6 defense, and I draw a card. I have 2 energy left. I will play my Opportunist. Yeah. Which does 5 damage to them. And my next card is free. So I'll play attack. Again, 3 plus 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. I do 5 more damage to them. And with my third and final energy, I'll play that deep cut again. So it gives him 3 poison. Yeah, 3 poison, and they lose 3 life right away. Okay, my cards go away. They attack me. I have 6 defense. So I block 6 of it. I take 1 hit point of damage. They lose 3 health to their poison. Poison lowers at the end of the round. I lose my +2 strength. All right, that was 1 round. Next round, they're going to take action X, which unfortunately will reduce their poison to 0. So the poison's not going to do anything else for me. But they still don't have any defense. Well, I was hoping I could kill him this round, but I can't. So I will play a block for 3 + 1 is 4. Play another block for 4. That'll give me 8. So I'm blocking all of their incoming damage, and I'll just hit them for 3. Okay. Those will go away. They hit me for 7. I block all of it, and they reduce their poison to 0. All right, I draw 2 cards. I only have 2 in my deck. So I shuffle, like in most deck builders. Reshuffle your discard pile. And fill out your hand. Reveal their next action, so it's going to be action X again. But maybe I can take care of them this time. So it'll start strategize. Get my 6 defense, I draw a card. Nope. If it wasn't action X, I bet you I could beat him. But let's take Opportunist. Which does 3 damage to them, makes the next card free. I'll play Deep Cut. Puts 3 poison on them, and they lose 3 health immediately. And then I will play this Intimidate and give them -1 strength. So now, instead of doing full 7 damage, they'll only do 6. It's the end of my round, end of my turn. They come at me with 6 damage. Goes away, they lose all their poison. They reduce all their poison to 0. And we go on. 1 more round, I think. This should be the last round. Get 5 cards. As long as I have an attack, and I do, that takes care of them. All right, so again, my rewards can be a long rest or a short rest or a new card. I'll take a new card. I draw 3, choose 1. Head Crush is pretty good. Head Crush does 15 damage. Leg Crush also works. I got my 2 Crush cards here. And a regroup can be handy. I think I'll go with Head Crush. And hopefully I can combine it with that Opportunist card and play it for free sometime. All right. So these are all going to go in here. Amazons go away, and we are fighting Cerberus, the 3-headed guardian of Hades. Shuffle that enemy action deck. Tells me which side I'm fighting. I'm fighting side B, it says. Side B. So that's where he is. One of my more favorite characters. The art, by the way, is by Alicia Volkman, and she did a fantastic job. All right, so he starts with 29 health, plus 4 is 33. And his first action is going to be action X, so he's going to do 4 damage 3 times. So this is where it'd be really nice if I could get that Intimidate right away. 4, 5. Well, I did get an ambush, so I'm going to play that for a little extra strength. He doesn't have any defense this time, so it's a good time to play attacks. And I will play Opportunist. That does 5 to him. Like that. My next card is free. So I'll play an attack to do 5 more. And then, yeah, I have 2 energy left. I'll play my Deep Cut again to give him 3 poison. And he loses life immediately. And then I'll block 4 of his damage. I really wish I had gotten the Intimidate, but I didn't. So he's going to do 12 damage to me. That's 4 damage 3 times. So he's going to do 12. I block 4. He does actually 8. Wow, 6, 7, 8. That's rough. And then he loses 3 health to the poison. Poison goes down 1. He loses 3 health. I lose my strength bonus. These go away. Next round. Now he's taking action Y. So he does have defense. And I will track that up here. So he has 8 defense this round. Defense, if I didn't say before, it goes away at the end of the round if you don't use it. So 8 defense, and he's doing 2 damage 5 times. Okay, I got my Intimidate. That's going to help. So Intimidate, so he loses 1 strength, which means now he's doing 1 damage 5 times. It's much better. I will block 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. And my attack doesn't really do much because he has a lot of defense. So that can just go away. All right, that's the end of my turn. He does 1 damage 5 times. I block 4 of it, so 1 gets through. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Get my new hand. His next action is action Y again. That's frustrating. Oh, but I got my head crush. Did I get my Opportunist? I did not. All right. So he's only coming in with 5. Do I take 5 so I can play my head crush? Well, not with all that defense that he's got. I don't think I'm going to do that. I will play strategist, though. Ooh, now we're talking. So now I have my Opportunist. I think I can win now. Play my Opportunist. Does 3 damage to him. So his defense goes down to 5. Makes my next card free. So I'm going to play Head Crush, which does 15. He absorbs 5 of it, loses 10 more. Oh, I can't win. I mean, I can't beat him this round, but. And then with my 3rd and final energy, I'll play Deep Cut again. Oh, I think I will kill him. So he gains 3 poison and then loses health equal to the poison. So he gains 3. He had 2 from before. He gains 3. And so he loses 5. All right. And in his attack, again, he has -1 strength, so he does 1 damage 5 times. I block all of it. And then he takes 5, loses 5 life from the poison. And that's enough to take care of him. Now, when you defeat an elite, you have 4 rewards to choose from. You can get a card like normal. You can take a long rest like normal. You can remove 2 cards from your deck. And finally, you can take the power listed on the elite's card. In this case, it's power number 6. It's over here, which says once per battle, ignore the enemy's action. That's pretty powerful. So I would take that. And then I would probably remove 2 cards from my deck, and I would probably remove an attack and a block. So there you go, out of the game, and I shuffle my deck, and I'm good to go. So that's how you play. Like I said, if you played Slay the Spire, this should all be pretty familiar to you. That was the first 3 enemies, 6 more to go. And but I think you've seen enough of the game now that you could sit down and play and hopefully have a good time. Thanks for watching.